This is my reflection, a movie of my learning during the Historical Thinking Summer Institute and my prezie artifact. It illuminates the use of technology for learning and my technical skill development. This was a unique learning experience in several different ways. First, the Historical Thinking Institute is a course external to the Masters of Educational Technology program offered at UBC through the Education faculty. This was my only face-to-face course delivered in a 6-day intense format. I had the opportunity to meet and work collaboratively with one other MET student, Yvonne Tucklak, who I had come to know online before our face-to-face meeting, and I met an MET professor, Frank Feng, in person. Additionally, this was an opportunity to learn in another diverse community. Participants came from across Canada, the US, and Mexico, and ranged from pre-service teachers to museum curators, to doctoral students, to provincial curriculum writers, and everything in between. The course started with a very interesting activity, also suitable for the K-12 classroom. We each brought an artifact of historical significance and shared the story. I chose the photograph of a cod fishing vessel owned and skippered by my grandfather. The other vessels in the photo are owned by his family. In essence, they own this small harbor, Brookfield, in Newfoundland, as it was all Blackwood fishing boats in the harbor, and the entrance was so small that only one vessel could get in and out at a time. Looking at the photograph led to many stories and tales of the Blackwood family and the lives of Newfoundlanders. History, as a narrative, became very evident in this one activity. I could storytell for quite a while using this one photograph. Connections to the present, the meaningful of history, was explicit. The course included 3 local field trips: to MOA, the Museum of Anthropology, to MOVE, the Museum of Vancouver, and finally a guided tour of Chinatown with UBC Associate Professor and author Henry Yu. What a treat! The trips really immersed us into the practical uses of the historical thinking concepts as we delved into our projects, with collaborative support in the diverse community. Our projects focused on our professional areas, classroom, museum, curriculum, etc., and we made strong connections between them, also very unique. Another new opportunity was the prezie artifact. Naturally, Yvonne and I insisted technology was part of our presentation and a product of our learning. We had not used prezie before, so it seemed like an opportunity to learn together. The presentation is embedded in my EP. I applied my learning from the MET 532 course, Technology in the Arts and Humanities classroom, and a particular assignment involving the critiquing of an online museum. When Yvonne and I began using artifacts from our field trips and historical thinking concepts, we wanted to bring the museum into the classroom. Therefore, we decided to use artifacts available online from MOA. We chose a topic that fits the BC Social Studies curriculum for grade 9, 10, and 11, involving Aboriginal totem poles and potlatches. The critiquing of the Open Hearts Closed Door Museum was from a reading in the MET 532 course, and it convinced me to consider the following when creating an online museum activity, evidence in our prezie. We want to encourage learner activity in a constructivist approach through choice in the demonstration of learning. We want to promote critical thinking by choosing and defending the choice of artifacts that exemplify a historical thinking concept. The creation of knowledge must include communication with others, evidenced through working together in partners, small groups, or online discussion forums. And the emotional realness of listening to personal stories was done through the use of YouTube clips. As with my open heart critiques, there are some elements of a museum that remain elusive in the online environment. One is mood. There's just something about going to a museum in person that I've not felt replicated in a virtual museum. And second is the authenticity of the artifacts online. In a virtual museum, they can sometimes be lost. In our photoshopped world, things just aren't always as they seem. For example, the artifacts available online through MOA are presented in this very sterile stage setting, and the context of the artifact and its origin is lost. This prezie and the accompanying materials are one project that I intend to visit and redo. I would like to create an online learning sequence that is more generic, applicable to grade 8 to 12, involves online museums, and the historical thinking concepts.